Hello, people. Welcome back to Movies with Alex, a channel that I have been abandoning for a while, but it's back and I'm not alone. Joining me is Ramen Edits. Want to introduce yourself, Raymond?
What's up, guys?
Hey. Well, we're here to talk spoilers on the new movie, The Batman, which is probably one of those movies that took a while because of COVID. I know Robert Pattinson himself got COVID. There was a lot of delays. But honestly, when you watch this movie, you forget all about all of those behind the scenes issues. It was just too perfect of a film. And I don't know what you want to say about that.
See, the fact that you mentioned about the behind the scenes issues and about Robert Pattinson getting COVID, I totally forgot about that. This film got delayed, so I think maybe twice, three times, maybe. Um, but yeah, like you said, when you go into the film watching it, you just kind of forget everything because everyone's been waiting for it for so long, and it's just finally nice to see a Batman film.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were skeptical about Robert Pattinson portraying Batman. I myself was not one of those people because I saw him in Good Time, which is a very underrated flick. You should check it out on Netflix right now. And then I saw The Lighthouse, and then I was like, yeah, this guy's going to be a perfect Batman. But for you, how were you feeling when going into when you heard Pattinson was going to be Batman?
Okay, so I had no doubts whatsoever. I thought he was going to do an amazing job, and I know he gets a lot of hate for Twilight, and that's what everyone bases his acting career off. But I keep telling everyone, have you seen? I asked everyone, have you seen his other work? Have you seen his other films like Good Time, and The Lighthouse? Because those ones are really good, and it shows his range in acting. And I'm like, of course, this guy is going to literally nail Bruce Wayne and Batman at the same time. I had no doubt for Robert Pattinson. I knew he was going to do a good job from the start.
Okay. And of course, spoilers, but this Batman is only been Batman for only 2 years, so he's still kind of learning. And I think what Matt Reeves is going with, I think he's gonna go that direction, similar to the Homecoming trilogy, where he doesn't fully become Batman or until the third flick on the end of the trilogy. You see that?
Yeah, I noticed that because like towards the end of the film, he obviously discovers that he made an impact on Gotham, and he starts to learn that Batman is a symbol of hope, and I think that's a really good direction for future installments as far as the audience gets to grow up with this version of Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Right, because in the beginning, like in the middle of the movie, he was seen as a threat. People were scared of this particular Batman just because he was violent, he was insane, and he just really wasn't working like with anybody else. I mean, that scene where he's just getting beat up by the cops is just probably one of those like scenes that will definitely stand the test of time.
Yeah, he was definitely brutal in this one.
Absolutely. And to me, a Batman movie does not work without a great villain. And I just want to give you your thoughts on the villains.
So yeah, the villain in this film, or villains, there's multiple actually, but the main one is Riddler, and we had never got a serious version of the Riddler, and I think the way they portrayed this version as a like psychotic mastermind, I think that was a really good introduction um, for this first installment and for Batman to use his detective skills to learn how to solve the riddles. I think that was a really good choice to start off with Riddler because it really is a detective film from Batman's perspective.
Right. And I thought that for sure was like what really got everything good. But honestly, he was my favorite part of the whole movie. Paul Dano, who is more popular for Little Miss Sunshine. I actually haven't seen him in anything since Little Miss Sunshine.
I I don't think I've seen him in anything as well. I think. Oh wait, I think there was this one film. It's with Hugh Jackman. It's called Prisoners, I believe, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Yeah, he played. He was a bad guy in it.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie.
pretty good.
I gotta check that out. But yeah, Paul Dano was phenomenal in this, and then Colin Farrell. I didn't even know that was Colin Farrell, the Penguin.
Yeah, I was like, I'm watching the Penguin. He's on screen. I'm like, wait, that's Colin Farrell. I had to keep reminding myself because like the makeup was so good. Like, geez.
Now, clearly, the Penguin is one of those more cartoony Batman villains. I'd have to say. I mean, if you saw Batman Returns back in 80, what was it, 92?
Yeah, around there.
Okay. That was more of like a cartoony type of villain. So I'm like, how are they gonna bring in the Penguin into this with such a serious thing? And I think they even changed his name, huh? Like he wasn't really referred to as the Penguin, really.
Mm-mm. There was something else I can't remember, but he was definitely. They took like a more mobster gangster type for this version of Penguin, which I liked.
Yeah, because I was like, how are they gonna pull this off? And I think they
Right.
everything. To me, I think what people are forgetting that the main character of this entire movie is Gotham City itself. It was the only thing I can
Yeah.
think of because it's like it sucks to live in Gotham City and and
No, yeah. So there's a um, it's right in the beginning too when we see like the shot of the city and you get to indulge yourself into what's going on and there's so much crime and Batman even says that like I can't be everywhere at once and it's just like bro he's so right there's so much going on it's so funny I was laughing.
no, yeah, it was really great. Now, a lot of people have been debating on these two particular characters. Andy Serkis as Alfred and Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. I want to know your thoughts on those characters.
Okay, so I was a little skeptical on Andy Serkis playing Alfred because uh, he was the villain in like the Black Panther movie, and then he was also there was something else he was just in. I think was it DC related? I can't remember, but anyways, it's just Andy Serkis. It's like oh okay, how is he gonna play Alfred? How's he gonna be like the nice um because when we see him in the movie, he's more of like he reminds me of the Alfred in the Zack Snyder verse. Jeremy Iron,
Yeah, Jeremy Irons.
yeah, where he's really involved with Bruce Wayne and Batman's like work, and he's kind of like his second man, obviously. And then for Catwoman, Zoe Kravitz, I was actually really looking forward to seeing her play this character. I knew she was going to do a great job. Um, I think they just her and Robert Pattinson, they're both of their characters had really good chemistry.
Exactly. Actually, people were joking about this, saying that they are the next Mr. and Mrs. Smith because like they were that good in the.
Yeah, I could say that.
Yeah.
No, they hit it off really fast. I was surprised, like, dude, they were like getting really close.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that Catwoman was a little too good in this film, and it did kind of take me away from Batman. Similar to Mad Max, where Furiosa was really the main star of that film. It felt like that for a little bit. Thankfully, they kind of kept the main focus on Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. Do you see a sequel working without Catwoman?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think she's more of the supporting role, the more of the you know, I guess you could say love interest for Batman to just kind of keep him like hey, uh, don't forget about me. No, I do think they could work. It could work without her, and in future installments. I mean, the film is called Batman, so I think they'll spend more of their time introducing more characters. And if they want to throw in Catwoman, then hey, it's okay because we already know about her.
Okay, because there's also this theory. I doubt it, but that at the funeral scene, one of the kid that was looking at him, the theory was that that kid was Robin. Um,
Oh, okay.
I don't know about that. That's kind of pushing it a little bit. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a stretch for sure. That's a huge stretch. I don't know about that.
But I know that Jason Todd and Dick Grayson have two completely different origin stories, so I'm not too sure on Jason Todd. I'm aware of Dick Grayson's story a little bit more.
I know Matt Reeves said that he's open, and Rob Pattinson, I believe, or one of them said that they're open to doing Robin at some point.
Oh, okay. So maybe
Yeah.
we see him in the sequel, but yeah, I highly doubt that kid was Robin.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, but something that kind of got me, and it's the scene that everybody's talking about at the end when the Riddler is captured. He was talking to somebody, a mysterious person in Arkham, and a lot of people theorize that it's Joker. I believe so. It's just kind of like if Batman's been only around for 2 years, how is it that he has caught the Joker already? That's the only thing that kind of got me. I don't know if that's Joker or what's your thoughts on that.
It is Joker.
Okay.
Um, which I was kind of like, really? Because I first thought, oh, his scarred face, it must be Toothface, right? That's what I thought. And the crazy hair, I'm like, okay, it's Toothface. I didn't think Joker was gonna appear in this film at all, but it's Joker, and I'm like you said, this is year two of Bruce being Batman. He encountered the Joker in his first year, and he put him in Arkham. Like, so they already have history. Like, that didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, why didn't we, build up to Joker? But I guess Riddler and Joker are BFS now. So
Right. And I don't know, that's probably my only negative about the film. Other than that, it's just perfect because it shows Gotham, it shows this Batman starting off for the first time. Completely skipping the training. You already know he's an established Batman, but he's still learning how to be Batman, and that's something that I don't think any other actor has done.
um, yeah, I think he embodied. I like I think for Robert Pattinson's interpretation of Batman, like even when he's Bruce Wayne on screen, he's still Batman in a way. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, he's very, obviously darker. He's more broody. But the facial expression, his body language, is what really speaks out more than anything, I think.
Okay. If there is a sequel, something that I do want to see Bruce Wayne do is kind of be more open. I saw how in this movie, when he gets to the funeral, people are like, "Oh, look, it's Bruce Wayne. He hasn't seen him in a while," and I kind of want to see him kind of like be more open out there, because this was always a throw off for me in The Dark Knight Rises, where Batman's gone and then conveniently Bruce Wayne is gone and nobody connected the two.
Yeah, I think with in in this one, the Batman, I think he's gonna have to, because Riddler. I thought Riddler at the very end. I thought he cracked the code that, oh, Bruce Wayne's Batman, because he kept saying his name, so it gave off the indication that he knew that he was Batman. I think I think Bruce is gonna have to, you know start putting himself out there more so that people don't connect the dots. So I think he noticed that in this film, like, oh, okay, well, this guy almost found out who I was. So now I gotta start being more Bruce Wayne and start doing, start talking to more people and not be so absent.
Yeah, I think that's the best route they could go, and I know Matt Reeves is definitely one of those guys that understands films. I mean, he did the Planet of the Apes trilogy, probably my favorite trilogy in the last decade. So I know that this guy knows where his direction is going, and I do give him the benefit of the doubt. I know that he has a vision for where this Batman is going.
Yeah, I remember he said that he wants to definitely open up the Batverse and just kind of I mean, even at the end of the film, they Gotham City is in like it's flooded, so there's going to be a lot of new crime, a lot of new villains to like open the door for, and especially for Batman, like he's got to, because even Catwoman asked him, "Hey, you want to come with me? Like, let's leave the city. Like, Gotham has no chance." But he really does believe in Gotham, and he
Yeah,
wants to stay protected.
and that to me was the scene that says, "I love this Batman. I know where this Batman is going." So yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely to me. And I don't know for you, where does Robert Pattinson rank?
Okay, so definitely my favorite Batman, but not my favorite Bruce Wayne.
Okay, that's fair. So of all the actors, who would be your number one?
um. Okay. Oh man, I'll have to say. Okay, so Christian Bale is my number one, right?
Right.
It's like okay, so Robert Pattinson and Christian Bale are like neck and neck for me. I think Robert Pattinson is the better Batman. And I think Christian Bale is the better Bruce Wayne. So it's like half and half for me. It's really hard to choose between because we're here for Batman, not really for Bruce Wayne. So uh, I'll say Robert Pattinson right now.
Yeah. This is gonna shock you because that's my number one answer too, Robert. And it's because they're clearly going somewhere with this, and they're still. It's the origin story without being the origin story, and I like where this is going. So that to me is why Robert Pattinson is actually my new favorite, which prior to that moment was Keaton.
Michael Keaton, and
Yeah,
he's also coming back later this year.
yeah, Flashpoint.
Wow, I hope that's good.
It's definitely an interesting thing because I know that there's talks of them erasing the Snyderverse, and I don't think they have to necessarily do that. Uh,
Not needed.
because I honestly thought the route that this movie was gonna go, obviously it's not gonna be this, but I thought that this Batman was eventually gonna be Batfleck.
Yeah, so I thought that too. I'm like, oh, they're gonna somehow bring in Robert Pattinson's Batman to be the Batman of the Justice League. And after seeing this film and the direction they went and just like all the filmmaking that they put into it, I'm like, no, I don't want him to be a part of the Justice League. I want him to be in his own world, his own universe, dealing with his own problems. Don't connect it to anything else. Like, just keep it separated because I think DC is really good at making those standalone films, and
Right.
they have proof. The Joker, and the Batman. It's like the Joker made like 1 billion, and that was pre-pandemic, and then the Batman made like something like 120 million, and it's like opening weekend in a
Right.
pandemic. Let's like keep them separated.
Exactly. So I don't know where the Justice League is going. Maybe in the end of the day, Snyder might finish his official trilogy. But yeah, I don't want to see this Batman be connected to anything. I just want this character to be its own person and have its own universe separate from everything. And I think it's something that also movies need to do nowadays. They don't have to all be connected to one or another. That's kind of like, I mean, spoiler alert for the 1 year of Catanation podcast, but Raymond and I actually discussed how the multiverse should not be overused to an extent. And what I saw that the MCU did is that they were the ones who began the whole movie crossovers, but it seems like they're also the ones that are gonna begin the whole multiverse thing. And I just don't want Hollywood to completely just copy Marvel all the time. And what DC is doing is not copying Marvel, and look at what it leads us to.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to for different, I guess, movie industries, movie companies to like learn off each other, and to take notes on. For example, the MCU really good at universe connecting and stuff, and I just hope it doesn't get oversaturated as time goes on because that can get boring. So I do think it's going to get a little bit more challenging to stay original and to keep it interesting and to keep audiences coming to the theater still. Um, but Marvel seems to have a plan, and let's just fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Same for DC. Same for DC.
yeah, no, DC is definitely getting in the right direction. I mean, I think Wonder Woman was the first stepping stone to good flicks. You know, it's funny for me. My favorite DC movie, like out of the universe, to me, it's Shazam. Actually,
Yeah, Shazam was fun. That was a fun film. I
yeah,
actually really enjoyed it.
yeah, that one was
It was
like,
really lighthearted.
and it's so different from anything else. Like,
Yeah, and I think DC really needed that film to like also let themselves know like, okay, yeah, we can make stuff like this as well. We don't have to be always dark.
right, and that's what I'm liking that DC is doing. Some movies are rated R, like thrillers. Some are like police detective type of films. Some are your typical superhero flicks, and then you have some lighthearted stuff. So it's well balanced, and I think like that these directors for DC are having more creative freedom.
Speaking, so back to the rated R thing. I remember everyone was like so excited or hoping that Batman would have been rated R, and it got a PG-13 rating. But I do feel like sometimes when I watched, well, during when I was watching it, I've only seen it once. It felt like they wanted to push for a rated R genre, but they had to like pull it back just a tad bit, like the thumb drive thing
Right.
with the thumb. I'm like, come on now, this is pretty dark. Like, and then the Riddler like hitting some guy in the head like over and I'm like, come on now, that's rated R. Like that can't be PG-13. Like there's no way. But um it they know that they can do that though. Like they know that they can do that and it's because of the Joker. Like it works, but if you do it correctly and if it's executed properly.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought that this one was great. From scale of 1 to 10, where would you put this?
Like how I would rate it,
Yeah,
I give it a solid 9 out of 10
10. Yeah,
for Batman.
yeah. I'll probably do a 9.5. It's just that the whole Joker thing. I don't want to see another Joker. I'm sorry, I don't.
Yeah, I'm done with Joker. Like let's just do other villains. Like I really want to see Mr. Freeze again.
That would be cool.
I want
Um,
to see him in the second one.
I know that the original plan when Ben Affleck was still in this movie originally, I know that the original plan was Deathstroke. I would love to see the sequel do Deathstroke. I want to see that.
That would be so cool. Seeing Robert Pattinson's Batman like fight like his version of Deathstroke. Like that would be
Oh
awesome.
man, that battle would be brutal. And you could still
I
do
know.
Joe Manganiello. You could still do Joe Manganiello.
A variant is a multiverse. It's a variant. It doesn't have to be connected to. Yeah,
yeah. No,
for
but
sure.
that's pretty much it for the Batman review. We do have some excited things coming on our way. Raymond, are you planning on doing any videos anytime soon, or any things coming on your way that you want to share to the world?
Um, I mean, got some movie reviews on the way. For all the upcoming blockbusters. I'm gonna be doing a lot of movie reviews and just talking about them on my channel and just kind of giving my thoughts and opinions. That's pretty much it.
Okay. That's pretty much it. And then you're on Ramen Edits. I'll put the Instagram and YouTube channel for all of that stuff down below. And we kind of just spoiled it just a second ago, but next week I'm going to be doing a 1 year of Catanation podcast. And Raymond is one of the guests, a part of this. So
Super excited. Hell yeah.
and Raymond and I definitely are not gonna be. This is not gonna be the last time that we collab ever. This is great. I love talking to Raymond. He's a great guy, and movies is something that we were both big passionate about. So this is gonna be a lot of fun.
Thanks, man. Really enjoyed talking about movies with you as well. It's really fun.